Nope. All right. Atlanta at Indy out there in Germany. The Colts come out victorious 31-25 in overtime. Michael Penix Jr., total 28, 177, a touchdown. Bijan Robinson, 84 yards. Tyler Algier, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, again, cementing an MVP candidacy, 244 yards on 32 carries, 3 touchdowns. Daniel Jones, 255, 19 of 26, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Tyler Warren, 8 for 99. Alec Pierce, 484 and a score. Yeah. So the Colts 8-2, top of the AFC. Falcons 3-6. Where do you want to start?
Little bit surprising that I think now that the Steelers kind of expose who Daniel Jones is, and I think good teams are going to expose the Colts are kind of frauds. The Colts should have not struggled against the Falcons like this. Talent-wise, they should have not. In all indications before the Steelers game, you would have said the Colts should have easily steamrolled them. And for them to go to overtime in a very inconsistent team. We know how good the Falcons can be offensively.
Drake London had 3 touchdowns against the Patriots last week.
Yeah, and then now all of a sudden it's like, they are highly competitive, and then all of a sudden you see them get skunked against the Panthers. You see them be highly competitive, and then they barely beat the Vikings. Like what was it, like 6-3 or something like that? Like one of the worst games this season. And then all of a sudden you have the Colts. I think the Steelers may have exposed who Daniel Jones really is. And especially for the Steelers, when we get to them, like, oh my God, like also a middle of the pack row team. And they somehow made Daniel Jones look like a bottom
Giants
half.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah. Like really bad. And there is a key difference. And I know me and you texted about this between Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield, and Sam Darnold. There's literally a huge difference on that. And Daniel Jones is borderline, like he needs a whole lot to go right and a whole lot of things to be covered up for him to win meaningful games. And I'm talking about playoffs, and I'm talking about Super Bowls. And I think great defensive coordinators, which are going to be the type of coordinators that you're going to face in the playoffs, going to expose that of him. And he can't win you games. And when the most important player in position on your team can't win you games, more oftentimes than not, you are going to lose that game. So I kind of think the Colts, like certain media members have kind of said, like I think like Teddy Bruschi has been very adamant of saying that they are fraudulent. They are very much a fraud team, and he takes the Colts on a week-by-week basis. And I'm going to really agree after that Steelers game. I really think that the Colts are kind of fraudulent. We also know that the Colts schedule has been kind of very much easy as shit. And it kind of doesn't get hard at all the rest of the season. So these wins are kind of not meaningless, but they are just not, you're not stacking up wins against solid opponents. You're not.
So the Colts the rest of the way. They're on bye this week at Kansas City versus Houston, at Jacksonville, at Seattle versus San Francisco versus Jacksonville, at Houston.
They may have a losing record from the slate of games. Like if you take all the how many games is that left?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
They may go 3-4 in those games.
Beaten the Jaguars twice and the Texans once.
Possibly, yeah. And
that would put them at 11-6,
which is probably what you would say this team is, right? 11-6, a 10-7 team. They could go 2-5 the rest of the way on that.
That would put them at 10-7.
Mm-hmm. Like it would not surprise me. I think they are a bit fraudulent. I would be very surprised if they win against Kansas City and how they win against them, how they look against the Seahawks, and how they look against, was it the 49ers you said? Those are the games I think I'm gonna want to really watch. The in division stuff, they're supposed to beat those other teams. They're supposed to be 3-0 at that point against them. how they look against Kansas City, how they look against the Seahawks, and how they look against the 49ers will really determine how much stock I want to take into them.
As for the Falcons, 3-6.
Oh, man. I mean, one, Algier is just a freaking merchant for anybody who has, like, for Bijan Robinson fantasy owners. Like, come on now. But other than that, I mean, like, it's same old song and dance. And I'm going to say unbelievably talented offense, inconsistent offense and defense at times. Defense, I'd probably a little bit more consistent. They do play really well, but when your offense can't score or keep up, like on a week by week basis, like that's just not a good recipe for success. And their season's very much so done now at this point. You're kind of just solidifying what top 15 pick you're getting.